Hello and welcome to this video. My name is ActiqueRS. Today Jagex introduced the revolution to the live game, and to access the revolution you click your abilities over here and you go to combat settings. In your combat settings you will see all the XP selections, so now you can choose over here which XP you want to get. Before it used to be in the melee and the range and so on tabs, but now you can just choose it from here. And here you can choose between fully manual, which is the one we had before, and revolution and momentum. I will go through all these styles in a short moment. You can also toggle ability queuing off from this button if you are used to just smashing your keyboard like I am used to. So if you tick off your ability queuing and you switch to fully manual, it's the same as it was before. But you can also now choose revolution, and when you have revolution chosen, it automatically uses the abilities from the order 1 to 7, I think so. And when it uses the abilities, it doesn't use any threshold abilities. So you just put some basic abilities to this queue, and when you use revolution, it automatically uses all those abilities. So when you for the first time set up your revolution bar, I think it should be something like this. I haven't had enough time to play around with it. But anyway, every second ability is sliced, since that's what you do normally when you are doing the EOC combat. So, and the slice has such a low reuse time, it has only 3 seconds. So now you are using ability every time and it doesn't use your auto attacks only. You can still also use the momentum that we had before, but momentum is now a combat mode as well, and when you click momentum over here, it switches your character into momentum mode. And when you are on the momentum mode, you don't use any abilities, and your character does increased damage when it's doing the auto attacks. You will also gain slowly adrenaline when you have momentum on, and you can use abilities such as berserk while you are using momentum, because you can use ultimate abilities and it doesn't break your momentum at all. So right now I'm at Kuredal's dungeon and I'm testing out my revolution. So when I just click one Abby Demon and I have revolution on, it automatically uses my abilities from this bar in this order. And I don't know, apparently it prioritizes the first ones. So whenever the first one is ready, it does that ability. So I think my setup might not be that good at all. I have to experiment with it a lot to make it proper. But as you can see, I'm not clicking anything else than just simply clicking one Abby Demon, and it's doing pretty good job and killing the Abby Demons pretty fast. But if I want to kill them even faster, I can just click like destroy and it will use my threshold ability. And then I can just continue the kills, and I can like use assault, for example, on this one. And of course it's gonna be efficient like this to use sometimes also the threshold abilities. So it's not completely replacing the EOC combat, it's just making like Slayer training a bit more casual, and you can just take a bit of breaks because you can just make your character hit some monster and then browse through the websites or something like that. Now if you turn on your ability queuing and you are using revolution, what you can do is you can just kill the monsters and you can use your assault for the first time like this. And now you can click the assault another time and it should be queued. So now it's queued the assault ability, and this means that whenever my assault is ready, it will do the assault ability. So that's pretty useful for something like Slayer training, I believe. But it can be annoying when you are bossing, so it's very good that you can take off the ability queuing. And as you can see, it's gonna soon use my assault ability, like this. So you can still use momentum like you used it before, and now I have momentum on. But the difference is that when I have momentum on, I'm gaining adrenaline at a slow pace. And whenever my adrenaline is full, I can just use one ultimate ability and it will again start collecting some adrenaline. But as you can see from the damage that I'm doing at the moment, it's not that great. So I believe that everybody is going to start using revolution instead of momentum. So for some reason, even though in the website they say that momentum doesn't use any abilities, when I have the momentum on and I just put it on from the combat settings, it's still doing ability. Like this is an ability, dismember, and I did the dismember ability on the monster even though I have momentum on. So maybe there was some kind of a problem with the update. But anyway, it shouldn't break my momentum when I'm using ultimate abilities. So apparently my task ran out just at the critical moment, so I couldn't make enough adrenaline to use an ultimate ability. But anyway, if you are using momentum, you gain only so little adrenaline that it's not that much of a difference. Maybe if you are killing monsters in the abyss with magic, for example, you can use something like sunshine sometimes. So maybe that can increase your magic training slightly. But yeah, it's cool that they added this revolution. I think the revolution is going to be a nice addition to RuneScape, but I don't think that you can use revolution too much when you are doing bossing, but it's a nice addition for Slayer and Dungeoneering. They also did some changes to ancient magics. So ancient magics are now called the same things as they were called before, so I believe only the names of the spells were changed. And one thing that's very cool that they changed is that now when you switch a weapon, for example, at the moment I have a ranged weapon on, and there used to be some kind of a small timer until I could use my abilities from the melee bar. So now you can just quickly switch and you can immediately use the abilities from the next attack style that you have chosen. So it's very useful, to be honest. But this can also make some changes to PvP, and we will just have to find out what kind of changes it's going to have for the PvP aspect of RuneScape. There was also a lot of patch notes this time, as there is always, and I will leave a link to the patch notes if you want to check them out yourself. And now I will just read through the ones that I found were the most remarkable ones. So first of all, the cooldown of Devotion ability is now 90 seconds, and I think it used to be something like 1 minute or 40 seconds or whatever. So Devotion ability was highly nerfed, to be honest. And also, when you use Devotion in the Wilderness and you use it in PvP, the effectiveness of Devotion ability is only 75% now, so you cannot completely block out all the damage that you are getting with Devotion anymore. And also, Devotion ability lasts for a minimum of 5 seconds and a maximum of 20 seconds, and before you could boost it up to like 60 seconds maybe, and then it would go off. And also, you cannot use Devotion ability at Calphite King, Vorago, Barrow's Rise of the Six at all. And you cannot just use it, it doesn't work in those bosses. So then there were the ninja fixes, but these weren't that interesting as usually. But one that is very interesting is that non-members now can use 3 ability bars of the 5 ability bars, and before they could only use 1, so it's pretty nice. And the door to the herb patch in Trollheim is now constantly open. So before you used to always have to open the door, and now it's constantly open, so that's pretty cool. But other updates weren't that interesting in the patch notes, but if you want to check them out, I will leave the link to the description. And if you have liked this video, please leave it a like and subscribe. And thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.